Hey, it's JC1424 once again with another album review, and today we're going to be talking about the 2021 album from Foo Fighters, and that is Medicine at Midnight. I did listen to some songs from Concrete and Gold, which came out in 2017. That was my first time actually paying any attention to them since I'd known about them. The first time I knew who Foo Fighters were was whenever I had this NFL football game on my PSP back in like 2013, and it had a song called Bridges Burning in it. And then the name would pop up on the screen, and from that point on, they were a name that I always had in my head, and I realized that I had been hearing them on the radio for years with, There Goes My Hero, and the best of you, oh my god. But Run was one of my favorite songs in 2017, and then there was The Sky is the Neighborhood, which I heard that a lot on the radio because it was recent, but I don't know if I ever actually listened to the album. I should probably do that at some point. But anyways, first song on this one, track 1, Making a Fire. It's a party tune with a guitar jam and some ladies doing the na-na-na in the background. The riff and tone instantly reminded me of Fly Away by Lenny Kravitz with this song. And if you haven't heard that, God, I love that song. The way he sings, the way the guitar sounds, all of that. Now, this one isn't too slow or fast, and the chorus has a gorgeous vocal harmony. And I say that it's important, the tempo that you go with this song, because it starts off the album and it has that clapping upbeat in the bridge, and you get it from your typical bar rock. Track number 2 is Shame, Shame, and this was the lead single for the album. I'm not sure why, because it does have a beautiful collection of instruments, but it comes in a very fucked up arrangement. At times I'm only partial to the odd acoustics we get in the verses, although the beckoning chorus is catchy and it comes in very smoothly. For me, it's about dealing with seasonal depression, which can be similar to Shame as far as the emotions around that. Shame. Cloudspotter is the third song on here, and it's probably my favorite one yet. But it's got these dirty dancing, pop rock style verses that are quite driven by the bass guitar and the low vocal register. I might add that the audio channeling truly is immediately epic on this song, and it seems to be crazy about a lady with a fiery personality that likes to stir up drama, or just wanting to be in a relationship with someone that might even be toxic. What the hell? But it's a high energy song from the choruses to the badass intro. It's the kind of thing that you find in a NASCAR game that isn't bad. Track 4 is Waiting on a War, which was, I think, the third single before the album came out, and I gotta admit, it's my favorite on the album just due to the gradual growth in sound and speed here. And it's about this naive kid who's following his dreams without actually knowing why. And it really feels so innocent at first, but it has this edge as you get through it and you're heading in. You just start to get to this hunch, and it's coming from the same perspective with the writer, as if he's reading his past and he's getting that feeling through it. And when you get there, the drum lead in is just like fireworks going off. Just waiting on a war for this and that. There's got to be more to this than that. Just waiting on a war. Song number 5 is Medicine at Midnight, which would of course be the title track. And it's coming right in the middle of the album. Usually it's at the end or the beginning, or it's a single itself. But in this case, it's definitely a grieving song, and it's about having lost a duet or a dance partner, something like that. Someone that you used to do those kind of things with. And I'd say this is like Latino disco rock. It just basically reminds me of music from Rio. And I really love the score from those two movies, so it's not a bad thing. It's quite admirable at this point in my life. Even though the chorus doesn't amaze me, it resonates perfectly with the backing vocals. And the guitar solo is beautiful, as some of Santana's older stuff would be. Track 6 is No Son of Mine, and this one kind of served as like a polar opposite to Shame, Shame as a second single. I gotta say that it wasn't quite there with me as much as the one that came after it was, though. This is a dirty, westernish rock track with a riff that just links up crazily with the beat, in my opinion. The rhythm and guitar for this song gives off this Motorhead vibe, something, was picked up a lot by like 90s punk rock bands. Dave Grohl's gritty voice, it fits better here than it does on anything else on the album, just because it's supposed to be wild, and that's something that you usually hear from his voice, is his style. And this is just like a song that's saying, you bet your sorry ass that my son's gonna be a good boy. I don't know whose perspective it's coming from though, like Dave Grohl and his children, or like God and Jesus, or what? But,
No son of mine, no son of mine.
Holding Poison is the 7th song on here, and it sounds like it's coming from a guy that's happy to drink all his failures away, and his feelings about all his problems are actually what he considers the poison in this case, from his perspective, rather than the drinking in itself. But it's a good old funky rock and roll song with one nutty ass bridge. You got this organ that comes in behind a guitar solo, and it's just this euphoric combo, in my opinion. The drums in this one also make everything just feel so much stronger, every transition. And we also have a wood block in the verses, I think, maybe? The 8th track on this album is Chasing Birds, and it's got this dazzling aura of sound that would almost put me to sleep. And throughout the entire duration of this song, it's like there's an Enya-like presence underneath everything. Like, if you know how her voice sounds and play that out as like a straight note, it's there, and it's weird. I like it, but it's the most unique and strange thing on this entire album, to be honest. And these soft vocals and light acoustic guitar are not a bad direction for the album after all the like other 7 aggressive or aggressive-ish songs. Instead, it's rather relieving to get something like this. And then the ending has an even more sweet guitar line playing out over what's already so delicate.
Chasing birds.
Then we close off the album loud with a ton of energy, and I'd say quite cheerful too, with track 9, Love Dies Young. Somebody sounds like they just don't like being attached or committed in relationships. I mean, that's all cool. I can't judge. There's a bunch of people like that in this world. It's just how people tend to be. But the opening riff for this song, it just didn't pull me in very much, mostly because it felt a lot like the one from track 6, which was No Son of Mine. And on that one, that was like an aggressive, angry song, and this one is like aggressive to a degree and exciting, but it's got a lot more happiness to it. But in the end, it's just that same lone guitar with a riff that doesn't sound that different. I will say that the flanger got my attention a bit. Well, anyway, thanks for watching and listening to me talk about the new Foo Fighters album, Medicine at Midnight. A bit short at 9 tracks, but I mean, I guess it made reviewing it easier. And my final score is a 90%, which that's like a B+, right? I'm asking you, but I mean, I don't think it's a B. I think it's a B+. And 90 is not far off from like an A-. So I mean, 90, that's good shit. I think we usually expect like a little bit more from Foo Fighters. I think their album Concrete and Gold was probably a lot better than this one. This one sounded like it was trying to go a little bit more classical than usual and all kinds of extra sound effects. I felt like I was listening to samba or Latino music at points, but it all came together beautifully, and it was a lot of fun to listen to it 2 or 3 times. See you next time. That's that, and album review over.
Love dies young.